Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Chatting with Nick A.R. For those of you who don't know, Nick does some highly impressive videos on YouTube, doing challenges I would not do. You tried to platinum Modern Warfare 2 in under 15 hours unless you had to drink like it's like a cup of hot sauce.
Yeah, it was hot sauce. Luckily, I'll let them watch if they haven't seen it.
Yeah, watch to see the ending. You've also platinumed Cuphead, Super Meat Boy. You tried to beat GTA 5 without firing a gun.
Yeah.
You're a bit crazy. Do you like punishment, Nick?
You know, it just makes the content more interesting if I have to suffer. So I'll do whatever it takes. As long as it's not detrimental to my health, I'll do it for the sake of the video. That's what it's all about.
Oh, okay. First of all, what I said to you beforehand, congratulations. 50k
Thank
today.
you.
Fucking flying through it. I've noticed in your videos, this is the first thing I wanted to ask you, you don't swear. How the fuck is that possible?
I actually don't swear like off camera in my personal life, so it's not really like something I try to not do. It's just like my natural way of talking.
Wow. I thought you were kind of like had this thing in your head where you would say bro, and that was your kind of like your swear of, you know.
Yeah, that where I'm from, everyone says that. We say it so much, so it's just like part of my vocabulary. I've been trying to cut down on that, but it's kind of hard. But you know, that's just part of it.
Yeah, but that's just you, as in you don't want to kind of take away from what makes you yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I won't stop saying it entirely, but sometimes like maybe I won't say it twice in one sentence or something, you know, stuff like that.
One of the things, because in the past month, I believe it is 40,000 new subscribers, something like that.
Yep.
You're big into kind of learning from folks who've been successful on YouTube. I know you, Paddy Cosgrave is one person, and you're a big fan of Mr. Beast.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of study their tricks, and you've definitely applied that to your own channel, right?
Yeah. So like, I don't know if you know, but I had an old channel where I was making NBA 2K content that had 100,000 subscribers. I completely stopped it because I wasn't passionate about that kind of content, and I made this new one like December of last year, and I came up with this idea like, oh yeah, let me do trophy hunting, because I used to do this as a hobby back like years ago before I started that first channel. And I was like, let me really see how far I can take this. I think I'm smart enough with YouTube to be able to, you know, go pretty far with it. It was just a matter of using what I learned from those guys, and also just making every video better, looking at the analytics, the feedback from those, and just improving upon it each time.
Yeah. Is one of those things to change thumbnails after they've been published?
Yes, if you see like the video is underperforming within like a short amount of time of you posting it, you can change either the title or the thumbnail. But it's always good to have like backups. Like if you have one thumbnail and that's it, it's kind of like you're gonna have to spend time creating another one. I would prefer to have like multiple before I launch a video, so in case like anything goes wrong, I could be like, okay, let me just switch this out real quick, instead of having to scramble and trying to come up with one on the spot.
Wow. I've never done that. It's always been, all right, make the thumbnail. All right, that looks nice. And if they don't like it, to hell with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's always better. It's always good to have a backup just in case. You never know.
Does it often work that you change the thumbnail around and the video starts performing better?
I've seen it happen sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether like if you change the thumbnail, does it change? Is the video doing more or better because the thumbnail changed, or is it just happen to naturally take off an algorithm? But sometimes you can tell, like if you change the thumbnail and it's like, I don't know, or before you change the thumbnail, it's like a 10 out of 10, and then you change it and it goes up to like, I don't know, 4 or 3 out of 10, you know, or even higher than that, then obviously it's a thumbnail change, you know. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you know, it's always worth a shot.
Yeah, was it? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that quote.
That was by, was it Michael Scott, correct? From The Office?
Was it? I haven't watched The Office.
I know, there's a great thing of Mike, you know, like Steve Carell's general character.
No, I'm not familiar at all.
He basically has the Wayne Gretzky quote, and then underneath it he has Michael Scott.
Okay, I was like, because I thought that was from Wayne Gretzky. I was like,
yeah, it is.
I don't know.
The joke is that Michael Scott is such an egomaniac, he takes credit for Wayne Gretzky's quote.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show.
It's worth checking out. So now that you've hit a 50k, you going to do something big for your 100k, which would probably be in about 4 weeks.
It definitely could be in 4 weeks. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. I don't really have anything planned as of right now. It's kind of, I feel like hitting 100,000 again is going to be great, but I don't know if it would feel the same as it did the first time around when I did it. So, I mean, I'll probably do something, but I have to think about it.
Sounds like former drug addicts. It's like, I that first hit was good, but now I need 2 hits. Now I need 200k, and it'll feel good.
I know that's kind of what it's like, though. Like when I surpass 100k and I'm at like 200k, then I'll start to feel those emotions of hitting things for the first time. It'll be great again.
And you're streaming almost daily, is that correct?
Yeah, I stream. I didn't stream last night just because I needed kind of a break, but I stream daily. I don't really have anything going on. I like all day. I just make videos. I don't go to school. I don't have a job. I just make videos. So it gives me time to stream it daily.
Yeah, and you get a good turnout. I've watched over the past month. You kind of used to have about 100 people. Now you seem to average 300.
Mm-hmm. With the upscale in viewers, there's been a lot more people coming through to the streams just from the videos as well. So it's been great.
I'm quite impressed by how you keep up with the chat, because you speak about 100 miles a minute trying to keep up with everyone. I'm impressed.
It's impossible, but I try my best because I always want everyone to feel like welcomed and feel like they actually belong to be there, you know, so make them feel good.
Is there any kind of worry about burnout?
I don't think so. I mean, I can get burnt out on a specific game. Like I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for over a month on stream. Like I'm tired of that. But overall of like the entire YouTube process, I don't really get tired of it because number one, I love going for trophies and it's something I always used to do just like as a hobby, like I said earlier. And number two, I mean, I just love YouTube. So if I combine those two, it's just like endless. I get to do what I love like throughout every day. It's just amazing. So I haven't really gotten any burnout yet, but like I said, on a specific game, like, oh yeah, I'm tired of playing this already. Yeah, I can feel that.
It was the Evil Within you gave up on, wasn't it? You went, I'm just over this.
Oh no, I finished it, but I wanted to stop because I didn't really like the game that much. It was so like getting the platinum for the Akumu mode difficulty playthrough. That was where you're one shot the entire time. It was very taxing on the mind because it's just unfair in so many ways. But I don't like to quit, so especially when you have a whole bunch of people watching, you got to set an example for people, you know.
Yeah, I'm sometimes asked, how'd you keep going on games when how'd you persevere? Because there's a camera rolling, dummy. That's the biggest reason. Yeah. I quit and then people see it, or there's no video made about it, which is even worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd encourage everyone watching, if you're struggling with Red Dead 2 or you're struggling with The Evil Within, just record yourself and feel the guilt if you don't finish it.
Yeah.
You excited for the Dead Space remake or Resident Evil 4 remake?
I actually haven't played any Resident Evil games ever. Everyone's been telling me to play it. Dead Space, I think I've played one of them, but I'm not too familiar with that series either. But I got to get into Resident Evil because that's probably one of the most requested series people tell me to play.
Yeah, I think I get the same kind of at least once a week, Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8. I'm assuming you're the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When you mentioned about what was the quote you said on one of your YouTube community posts about, I think it was The Evil Within, you weren't going to make a video about it because you were also interested in doing other types of videos and you felt quite hindered by the kind of going for the platinum videos.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't you trying to expand what you're doing, is it?
Yeah, see that I don't really feel the same way anymore. When I posted that, it was like kind of before my channel started going like crazy. So it was like before July, and I wanted to dabble in different types of videos. So like that GTA without shooting, that's like nothing trophy related. It was like just a challenge video that I came up with, and that actually like it didn't perform bad, but not as I expected. Like the video I posted yesterday is already about to pass it in views after only not even 24 hours. So,
Yeah.
and it's a trophy related video. So I know that they definitely like the trophy stuff more. And like my views have been really great, and I feel like I can bring more publicity to the community now with like what I've seen this past month. So I think I'm just gonna, at least for the near future, stick with trophy stuff and try to just push it as far as I can, because I think I can take it pretty far.
How far, Nick? Go on.
1,000,000 subs at least.
Yeah.
I think that's very possible.
Oh, good few. You know about Mystic?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, to hell with him.
He was one of the guys where when I first like was doing research on the kind of people who were in the community and like looking at the channels and stuff, I saw his and I saw like some of his videos, and I was like, these are the kinds of numbers that I aspire to pull in this niche. And like seeing him do that gave me the confidence that I could do that too, because like I said earlier, I knew that I studied YouTube a lot, and I felt like I can definitely do that. So, and I'm kind of doing it now, and it's only going to get better from here. So I'm excited.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I've been watching Mystic since he was doing Let's Plays. He was the only Let's Player I was happy to watch, because he wasn't just screaming at the TV every 30 seconds. I was like, oh, he's just playing he's like the kind of person you'd sit in the couch beside and actually play a game with. But his Let's Talk PlayStation thing, he's been doing that every week for I think 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Just, yeah, as in you can see, I think he's up to like a number 400 or something. Just been every single week without fail. And it's kind of like, you know, you see that type of effort and you go, everything he has is well earned.
Absolutely. I remember I was looking at his channel, and I was just looking at like the oldest videos. I was like, well, he's really been in the game for a long time. You know, no one can say anything about like he doesn't deserve it, because he absolutely does.
Yeah. You are launching another new channel?
If you're talking about the short clips one, is that what you mean?
Oh, like clips of the stream, is it?
No, so what were you thinking about when you said that?
No, I caught one of your streams, then you mentioned, oh yeah, I'm launching another channel. And I went, this motherfucker doesn't sleep.
You know, I might have been talking about, because I have this channel where I post like, you know, like when you get a platinum trophy, you're on you have PS5, right? I'm assuming. So when you get like the trophy has like the video, whatever, like the 15-second clip, I would just take like the 15-second clip of the platinum and I would upload that on another channel just to see. That is kind of, I think that might have been what I was talking about. Because I was looking at my analytics, and there's like these 2 random 15-second clips of Cuphead platinum trophies from 2 different guys, and they have like a lot of views, and they were bringing a lot of traffic towards my own Cuphead video. So I was like, what if I did that and uploaded like little clips of that for my other games? Would it bring traffic over to my own channel, you know, or like to my main channel? So I have like that little channel for that, but it's nothing like I'm taking seriously. It's just like upload these little clips here and there.
Do you ever think of doing a kind of a stream highlights? I suppose you probably have to hire an editor for that, though, would you? You couldn't do that yourself on top of everything else.
It would be too much, yeah. So I don't know if I would.
Walk me through, because I'm kind of fascinated. Like, walk me through the process of making, let's say you did recently Elden Ring, which is quite a lengthy, I think 60-hour platinum. How many hours of footage do you end up recorded with, and how do you piece it all back together?
Yeah, so usually I use Streamlabs to record, and there's this feature called Replay Buffer, where it's like you record, you know what it is.
It's like fast recording. It can go back for the last 2 hours. So if it, like, oh, I found an item, I found a collectible, just go back a little bit and actually do clip that. I got you. Yeah,
exactly. So I use that to get all like the clips, unless it's like a specific clip that I'm intentionally gonna add in, because sometimes you don't know when a trophy's gonna pop up. So I always have that running, and so in case anything does, you know, I get the clip, save it, and I'll name like the clip whatever the trophy is. So whatever name it is, I'll just name that. And then once it's all done, like once I have all the clips, I'll just throw them all in the editing software, and just do my little touches with the visuals, sound effects, music, all kinds of stuff like that.
How many hours? So again, if it's Elden Ring, and then but you're recording yourself at the same time though, right? So you got the Streamlabs set up so that you're in the corner and you're recording the gameplay and your webcam at the same time. That's enabled the flash recording.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah, I separate them, so it's like the webcam's on the right side, gameplay's on the left, and so when I edit, I can separate them. And like if I don't want my face cam in a certain scene, I can just like turn down the opacity to 0, and then still have the gameplay there.
Damn, that's really good. So how many hours of footage? So again, Elden Ring, I think your final video was over 30 minutes. Is that correct?
I think it was maybe 25, around
25.
there.
So 60-hour platinum, 25-minute final video. How many like minutes or hours of footage would you end up having that you have to trim down even further?
I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be honest, because I don't really ever look at the total, but it's not really that bad because it's pretty easy to just know. Like, it's usually at the end of the clip where I just need to get the end of the clip, so I just go towards the end and just cut out whatever's in front of it, because I think I have it set to, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes of flashback recording, and I'll just grab like the end of it, whatever it was. So it's not really too hard to sift through and find every moment that I need.
Yeah, you're way more efficient at that than I am. I have like 10, 14 hours of footage because I'm like, I am documenting. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's a long journey for sure, because it still takes me a long time to edit the videos, but I mean, it's all for good content, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, and I imagine you probably go kind of multiple passes. First pass, just trim out all the bad stuff to get just the good stuff, and then second pass is add in some music, add in some sound effects, add in, of course, the titles. I think every video of yours starts with subtitles.
Yeah, I try to, for the most part. Yeah, it's always better to do stuff in layers like that. Yeah.
Is that something you learned? Is that kind of like a trick of the trade that I'm missing out on?
It could be. I mean, it depends on like the kind of vibe you want your video to be. Like, I like my videos to be fast paced. So subtitles at the beginning, just they help to hook people in and keep people engaged. So it's just something I do for like the first scene or whatever. I just always try to optimize the first minute, because that's when someone's most likely to click off, is during that first minute.
Yeah, did you ever get the YouTube analytics and it goes like, after 30 seconds 30% of the people left? I was like, what? Why? What's I do?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly when most people are most bound to leave. So always try to optimize that and make it as engaging as possible.
I've tried to rationalize as what I've done sometimes is I'll put on a long video and I'll watch the first minute and go, cool. Then I'll close it and watch it later in full. But then the view retention is 50%, even though it's the same person, but they register as 50%.
Yeah. It's weird how YouTube sometimes does that with the analytics.
Do you ever get driven mad by the 1 to 10 scaling? So folks don't know, on the back end of YouTube, when you upload a new video, it gives you a ranking from 1 to 10, how it's performing versus every other video of the last, I think, 10 uploads. Does that ever drive you nuts, the first 6 hours looking at that?
Before it ever tells you how it's ranking, it's like the most suspenseful thing ever.
Yeah, like, nothing shows up for about 60 minutes and you're going, oh shit.
Yeah, especially when like you're experimenting with a different type of video you haven't done before, and you're just like on the edge of your seat just waiting to see, is this gonna do well or not. But usually, from my experience, I haven't had too many flops, if any. Most of my videos, they've always been 1 out of 10, if not 2 recently, so I've been good. And
then YouTube gives the little confetti if it's a 1 out of 10. And I was like, you bastards, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I know some folks who upload a video and then just run away for a day. They upload it and then just run. I'm like, I don't want to know. It's done. I'm happy with it. I'll let it see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to not be too attached to the numbers, because sometimes it can drive you crazy.
Yeah, and I'd imagine you'd also sort of, like you were talking about, trying other things, and of course you don't make the same video for the rest of your life. You're going to change as a person, you're going to have new interests, and you might incorporate some of that into the stuff you make. So you definitely want to have room for experimentation, But if you get so hooked up in the numbers, you're going to do the same thing over and over again and probably be bored.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always just about fulfillment. I think that's the number one thing. If you really enjoy what you're doing, numbers will come, because that'll show through the camera and through your content.
Well said. All right, Nick, that's all I wanted to ask you about gaming and stuff. You mentioned recently, no, I'm assuming because YouTube is going so well, you'd roll the dice. Is there, I don't know, would you stay where you're living? Would you stay in the state you're living, or are you anticipating going traveling the world or something like that?
One day travel the world, I would like to, but for right now, I feel like I'm not there yet. I have so much more I want to accomplish on YouTube before I ever start doing other stuff like that. In terms of moving, like, well, yeah, I can do that, but I don't know about like traveling outside the country, United States, where I live. I don't know about any of that just yet. I would want to be a lot more established first.
When you mentioned there's so much more on YouTube you want to do, could you give me a glimpse into what that is?
It's just like, I want to just expand the channel even further, like in terms of just having a lot more subs, just seeing the kind of reception that I can get, because people right now, the kind of comments I get are just amazing. I could imagine like what it would be like just, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, what it's going to be like. So I just want to keep growing the community. And like I said earlier, I want to be like the person to really bring more attention to trophy hunting. And like, because some people say, oh, like you inspired me to get my first platinum trophy. And I'm like, really? Because sometimes I wonder, why did you click on my video? I mean, because it's about trophy hunting, I wonder why sometimes people press into video if they haven't ever really done any trophy hunting themselves. Maybe they thought the game was cool itself or something. They like that specific game and then they get inspired. But that's like one of those visions that I have. Like, I want to bring more attention to the trophy hunting community and just inspire a lot of people to do that as well. So that's kind of what I mean.
Would you think that PlayStation's first party push towards a simpler trophy list like Horizon Forbidden West, probably, what's the other one it was? I think most of their games now are kind of 3 out of 10 difficulties. They're approachable. Miles Morales, the Spider-Man game. Do you think that will encourage more people to get into trophy hunting?
I think so. People always ask me what's like the first platinum I should get. I always tell them like Astro's Playroom or like Spider-Man Miles Morales or something like that, because those are easy, not too much time investment kind of stuff, and they're fun games too. Like, that's a good starting point. And I think if Sony continues with stuff like that, it would definitely inspire more people to get there first. Because once you get the first, you feel good about yourself and you're like, okay, let me go for another one. Maybe I'll make a little harder game this time. And then, a year later, you're over here trying to go for Super Meat Boy or something, so, but I definitely think it would bring more attention.
You came out the gate hard. You were like, hey, what was your second or third platinum videos? Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. I mean, I had experience with platformers already in the past from when I used to trophy hunt before. So like the Crash trilogy, for example. But Super Meat Boy was different. The reason I play hard stuff like that is just because it's just more interesting. When the stakes are higher, things are more interesting. So I always like to do that.
Before I let you go, because you're a busy man, dream video, gaming related or not, if I gave you a budget of blank check, what would be your dream video? Because I know you're inspired an awful lot of Mr. Beast, and you mentioned one thing he said is that the video is what matters the most. The end, that's the main thing. That's all he cares about. So I'm giving you a blank check, Nick. What type of video would you make?
I haven't even said this before. I had this idea maybe long term, like when I really am like a lot bigger as a channel. Maybe like get like some subs, maybe, I don't know, 4 subscribers, and have them compete to see who's the first one who can get a platinum trophy on a game that's doesn't take too long, but it's like a fun, cool game. See the first one to compete, have everyone record and submit their footage, and whoever wins gets, I don't know, maybe some money, PSN card, something like that. That's something I always wanted to experiment with, but I think that's more later down the line. But if I had the money for it, I'd do it now.
You heard that, folks? Go subscribe to Nick's channel so you can get the money and you can be involved in this competition. All right, that's all, folks. Nick, thanks for joining me. I look forward to cheering you on from the sidelines, and
Thank
all
you.
the best.
I appreciate it.